Hello everyone and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. We're going to continue where we left off last time, so welcome aboard. Let's jump right in and see what the narrator has in store for us today. And the verdict from last time was, drumroll please.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. All
right, let's try to pick the lock using a key bind.
But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you.
Oh, there's an invisible wall.
Where we're going. What all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
I guess the setting's really not that different from that. I mean, we're pushing buttons now and about to die alone.
Everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say,
I don't know how, but I've once gotten the charge to at least go up.
Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Crap.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me in the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again.
What?
And Stanley died again. Take a look
Goodbye,
at the
employee 427.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown.
The commentary was slightly different this time.
Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
And this time, we exploded.
All of his co-workers.
This time we'll rush it.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, it's the normal hallway.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Yeah. This was actually a pain when you were trying to... I think it was one of the achievements. You had to beat the thing in like 3 minutes.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Or maybe it was 4 minutes and 27 seconds. That sounds like something they'd do.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Fine. Psych. Escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. Nope, still on board with death.
Alright, let's see what's down this hallway. I'm still not sure. I feel like there's something in the...
door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Still seems like there's some...
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Still feels like there's something you can do in that room. There's just too many buttons. But alas, I still don't know what to enter in there. Well, here goes nothing. What in the...
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Uh-oh. Yeah. Huh?
Farewell, Stanley,
What
cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Who's that? Stanley.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Aha. There's a door.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's basically still the layout. This is the Hidden Museum. If I remember right, this game actually started as a Half-Life 2 mod. We'll have to check that out sometime after we finish this series. It'll be interesting to see how different it is. Now, what if we pick these locks? Alrighty. Just wall. Horrible sound. Huh. I guess those were the various button sounds they tried. Ah, Solitaire. I know that version well. .427 status offline. Weird. Yep, that's a filing cabinet. Oh yeah, we haven't even gone that way yet. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was that clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? Larger. Can't see the images because of all this text. If someone could get rid of the text, maybe I could see what the game is about. Words, words. Yeah. The point of the Stanley Parable HD Remix is to lose. The point of the Stanley Parable HD Remix is to win. See, the point of it's to win, the point of it's to lose. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanley, less Stanley. These might have actually been ads for the game. The Lounge. Early version. What's this? 1112800. Am I Stanley? Narrator. What? Desert boots. These might be actual emails. Apparently to the narrator. Will it help me make friends? No, probably not. I'm not going to read all these. I'll speed it up in case you're interested in reading any of them yourself. Just go ahead and pause. You're strong bad. Dead strong bad. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Oh, wow. That's a Homestar Runner reference. I'd be surprised if a lot of you got that. But then again, it might still be more popular than I think. Strong bad email number 1. Is it repeating or does it play randomly? I think it's random. One 1112800. Wonder if that does anything. What's this? Yep, haven't seen that yet. don't even think that's in the game. Huh. Ah, yes. Nobody's seen that one yet either. Sorry if I don't say too much. I'm just kind of enjoying the scenery and the weird mementos. Huh, there was almost an option to crawl through vents on here. Interesting. It's ending. Huh. Wonder why they removed that. For a long time there was an ending you could only get to from the escape menu. Oh, that's interesting. I think I vaguely remember that. That room's completely different. If you've ever played the Ratchet & Clank games, there's actually secret museums pretty similar to this. I don't know if this is... What the... Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if this is copying those museums or... What was it? Insomniac Museum? Pretty sure this came after Ratchet & Clank. The first ending was just a tree. Oh, that looks like prison. That's about what it is. Ugh. Oh, there's a clock. I think some of the clocks are actually real time. That one was not. Escape. This part's so quiet, I'll boost the audio, although it makes the background ambient sound louder too.
And finally, he pushed the number 9. Now look close, Snow. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this move. Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Where were all of his co-workers? Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for him for all his button pushing? Does that sound plausible to you? Sure. We'll get him right back on track to where he's supposed to be. Stanley pushed the number 6. Stanley jumped in the river.
Is that a door? Nope, can't tell.
And finally, he pushed the number 9. Nothing there. Shoot. Well, try the other one then. Let's see. Stanley walked through the green door. When Stanley came
Can kind of hear some of those. They're very faint though. That sounds whenever I click. It makes a typing sound. I think we saw everything this way. Oh, no, we did not. What the? Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that this was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Huh. Weird. Huh. So they were actual emails. Wait, what? Something about skeletons. Bend that way. Stanley. Huh. Yeah, the one they went with is probably the best. What is that? Huh. That thing had weird chains behind it. Okay, I think we've seen everything now. Pretty sure. Oh, no we haven't. Let's enhance brightness in this room. We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development. Oh, okay. Interesting. Is there no audio? This almost feels more like a horror game. I thought it claimed there was narration. Yeah, maybe not. Bunch of chairs like a classroom. A weird whatever this is. Scenes from what looks like a horror movie. Huh. It'd be better with the audio. That's not even YouTube cutting it, it's just not playing. I mean, I guess we could try re-entering this room. Weird. Yeah, it feels a lot more like a horror game. I mean, I guess in a way it could be a psychological horror game. But that's not how I see it, so... Okay, I'm gonna move on. Bend this way, bend this way. We saw that. More Stanley, less Stanley. Okay, now I think for real we've seen everything. So let's...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Destroy the Stanley Parable? Goodbye.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Oops. Was I not supposed to let time choose it for me? Oh, we're dead. Yep, I guess we're dead. There's nothing here. It's just dark. No keys do anything. Huh. Begin again. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to start the sequence over?
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
See, the commentary just changes randomly. It's weird. I mean, it's fun, but it's weird. I think we've seen everything that there is to see through the left door. Let's try going right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
First time we've gone this way.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
2 very boring minutes later.
Yep, I guess he wasn't kidding. There was no more commentary.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, it still won't let me in.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm curious if that code does anything. To be rich isn't a crime. To commit crimes isn't it rich? What a life would be to have to just pick one. Oh boy. No comment. Nothing looks different over here.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Why is this not lining up? What the? Ah. Nah. I guess that didn't do anything. What the heck? Ah. Ignore that. That was a key binding thing. Thought I disabled that. Well, what this time? I think we've seen everything. Yeah, I think we've seen everything that we're gonna get from the escape.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Let's try a
screens.
key binding option
What
that can
horrible
remove
secret
objects
did
like
this
doors.
place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life.
Can I fall to
Their
my
true
doom
nature
if I
revealed.
do this?
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many
Almost.
individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It's one of the key binding things I've got. I almost fell through the floor.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Maybe we don't want
Was
to
this
get
the only
crushed.
reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yep.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
maybe.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible
Leave in the
power
comments below
over
if you'd like
another
it to be
human
on or
life.
off next
For
time.
he
And you
would
just might
dismantle
have a
the
say.
controls once and for all.
Alright everyone, this is where I'm going to call it. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.